And welcome to the Truth Radio Show with Dan Bidondi. It is the week of January 24th of 2015, right here on ShakeAwakeRadio.com, AlternateCurrentRadio.com, and FreedomizerRadio.com. And again, I am your host, Dan Bidondi, and this is our first official show of the year. And I apologize. We've been running replays and special interviews and everything else because I've been sick as a dog, plus very busy with other things, trying to get everything together. Also doing work for Infowars.com as well. And those of you who follow me see my reports. And actually, after the show, those of you that are going to watch the YouTube edition at the end of the week, after the show airs on the radio stations, we're going to show you a couple of the news reports. I confronted the ex-governor of Rhode Island, before he left, and then during the inauguration of our new governor, I confronted her. But I'm going to leave it at that. Just watch at the end of the show. I'm going to post both of them. They're also available on the real Alex Jones channel, Infowars.com and all that, but I'm going to post it right here on this video of those of you who are going to watch the video edition at the end of the week. But anyway, I just want to give some reviews. First of all, we had Obama's State of the Union address a couple days ago. Let me put it this way. What the State of the Union address was, it was more realistic watching an old episode of Fantasy Island, than the State of the Union address. And those of you who want to know what Fantasy Island is, it's an old sitcom. Well, it was an island that you go there, a resort, and they would make all your fantasies come true. And there was a little guy called, he used to go, the plane, the boss, the plane, every time the plane came. But it was kind of funny, but it was more realistic than listening to the crap coming out of Obama's mouth. Lies. Taking credit for the gas prices. We could go on all night with this. We don't have time to get into the whole thing. He lied about the economy's getting better. What planet you living on? We don't have more jobs. The unemployment is almost at an all-time low. The economy is sinking. And he's going on taking credit for this and that and the other thing. And empty promises. He doesn't address Guantanamo Bay he was supposed to shut down. He doesn't address how he was supposed to stop the Patriot Act, but no, he enhances it. Then signs the National Defense Authorization Act, which is a Patriot Act on steroids. So, Obama's doing a great job. And we don't just blame Obama. We know Obama's nothing more than a teleprompting reading president. That's all he is. He's just a puppet. We don't blame him personally. He's nothing more than a globalist puppet. Because Bush is the same way, Clinton was the same way. They are nothing more than Illuminati frontmen. Plain and simple. I'm going to put it exactly how it is. And that's exactly how they are. And there's no such thing as Democrats and Republicans to them. They all work together. They're all getting on the same New World Order train. All of them. But anyway, we don't have time to get into that. Before we get to the news here, we've got a lot of disturbing news. I don't even know where to start with that. We're going to get into that. But I want to do a little review on the movie American Sniper with Chris Kyle. Now, I don't know how to get this off without sounding anti-American because I got attacked. I did. I got attacked verbally on Facebook. People call me un-American, to get the hell out of the country and all that because of what I said. No, I'm not saying at all. I am not attacking veterans. I am the first one all the time to stick up for veterans. But you got to hear this out before you go, casting your stones, this guy's un-American. First of all, the Chris Kyle story is bogus. It's a fraud. I used to be a huge, I still am a big Clint Eastwood fan. I love the guy, but, this movie's bogus. Plain and simple, it's bogus. He lied about the story. Alex Jones did a great review. Just do Alex Jones' review on American Sniper. That says it alone. That says it enough right there. But my take on it is, the whole story is bogus. Chris Kyle, they just do the whole story out of control. But the whole point of the movie is not attacking Chris Kyle at all. This is not what this is about. This is not attacking veterans. This is not what this is about. So you need to understand that, okay? And what I am attacking is because this film is, first of all, it's lies, and second of all, it's nothing but propaganda to boost and hype up how cool it is to go be a sniper, how cool it is to go fight these wars, because we're fighting a war on terror, we're saving people, we're liberating countries, we're defending our national sovereignty. We're heroes. And they're glorifying us as being one of those G.I. Joe heroes. That's what they're glorifying. So you go out and join the military. They did the same thing with Jessica Lynch when she was a POW, that she was caught. They glorified her as a huge hero when she was actually a coward. And she was actually hiding while all of the rest of the troops got killed. They glorified her, but the real person was a hero. And I don't mean to sound like a clone of Alex Jones here, but I have to say it because he's dead on right. Pat Tillman, he passed down an NFL contract to join the military. Then later on learned, hey, all these wars and terrorism is a joke. It's a hoax. It's a fraud. Our CIA controls them. He wanted to come home and expose the wars. He was going to expose it all, but they say, oh, no, he died of enemy fire. Then they turned it around later to admit, yeah, no, it was friendly fire. It wasn't enemy fire. They executed him, plain and simple, because he was going to come home, especially his VIP status. If he would have came home to say, hey, the wars are bogus, the terrorism is fake, okay, we create the terrorism, we fund them, he was going to come home and expose all that. And since him being in his VIP status, he would have woke a lot of people up. Now, before people get all pissed off with this, I want to go tell you one thing, okay? You go to the Department of Homeland Security's website right now. Look who the #1 terrorist people are. The #1 people on the terrorist watch list, I should say. And excuse me, I just got a cold and my head and throat's all full of congestion and I'm a mess, really. I didn't want to do the show today, but I got to get the stuff out. But who the #1 terror threat to Homeland Security? Not Al-Qaeda, not ISIS, you, the returning veteran. That's how much they care about you. And Henry Kissinger openly stated, which was going to be our quote of the week, that military men are nothing but a bunch of dumb, stupid pawns to be used as pawns in foreign policy. Hope I got that quote right. But Henry Kissinger was openly stating that you're nothing but a bunch of dumb, stupid animals. And you're going to be used as pawns in foreign policy. That's what your U.S. government thinks about you, folks. Those of you who serve our country, those of you who put that uniform on and go risk your life, and in your head you're thinking you're fighting a war on freedom, you're fighting to protect our national sovereignty. Yeah, you do in our country, but none of those wars going on in the Middle East, none of them pose a threat to our national sovereignty. None of them are for freedom. None of them for liberating anyone. All they are is for oil. All they are is for divide and conquer. That's all it is. And that's why they put you, great people in the military, on the terrorist watch list, because they know when you go over there, most of you, I mean, I had a few friends that went to war, over in both Gulf wars and such. They call me every name in the book. I mean, they almost befriended me for that. But when they came home, they say, hell, you were exactly right, man. And you were exactly right. The war on terrorism is a fraud. And they find out the hard way, most of them. That's why, again, you're on the top of the terrorist watch list, that, hey, no, the CIA creates ISIS. The CIA created Al-Qaeda. The CIA funds them, arms them. John McCain got caught arming these people, admitted it. But the guy still walking around, and why he's not in jail for treason, I have no idea. John McCain, Eric Holder, Barack Obama, okay? Hillary Clinton. These people are the real terrorists, folks. The CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, they are the real terrorists. The United Nations, NATO, they are the real terrorists. Not men in the cave. Sure, they're real people, and they belong to a real terror cell, but those terror cells we created, we fund, we arm. You think ISIS gets those brand new trucks, Special Forces Toyota trucks? You think they get them just by confiscating them? And I'm sure the Middle East sells them all over the place, which they don't. And I'm saying that sarcastically. And they don't sell them. They get brand new equipment. They're getting all this top Special Forces gear. And who do you think that's coming from? Your CIA. So American soldiers out there, I'm not attacking you. Because all of you deep in your heart know the wars are unconstitutional. And hey, if you want to call me an American because I follow the Constitution and I heed the warnings of the Founding Fathers, then so be it. I'm an American. I'm on today's American, but I'm a real 1776 American. So call me what you want. I'm telling you how it is, the way it is, okay? And if you people care about your Constitution, you care about your national sovereignty, you got to stop fighting. You got to resist orders. You got to stand down from them. All military generals and such, pull your troops back here. Disregard all orders from government. Pull your troops back here and kick the damn United Nations out of our country, okay? Those are the criminals. We need to go to war against them, arrest every one of them in that damn building in New York City, get them the hell out of our country, kick them out of there. That's where we start fighting the war on terrorism, the real war on terrorism. Then we go to the CIA, shut those son of a bitches down, period. Shut them all down and arrest them all at the top. Then we go arrest John McCain, Eric Holder, Obama, the Bushes, the Clintons, Hillary, the witch herself, Jenna Napolitano, all these people at the top. We arrest them all, plain and simple. then there would be no war on terror. Because how are these people in caves going to fund, be able to afford any of these weapons? They won't, because we give them to them. It all goes on record, but when somebody like me speaks out, it's, oh, you're anti-American. You're not American. Yeah, because I care about my country, because I care about my liberty, and I know you bastards are probably going to come plot to kill me someday because I care about my Constitution. My family fought along with George Washington. They fought by the side of George Washington, okay? They were promised that land back, which they got because I'm part Native American, and they were promised, even the blacks, and they were promised to, if they fought, which they were set free, George Washington lived to his promise. So don't go sit there and tell me, do not go sit there and tell me that you are fighting for something constitutional. Don't go sit there and tell me you're fighting the real enemy. The real enemy is here. It's called the United Nations. It's called all the administration. I'm just so wound up right now, I really am. And just been sick all day too. And you want to stop the war on terrorism, folks, it starts here. It starts with the CIA. It starts with the Obama administration, the Clinton administration, both Bush administrations. It starts with these scumbags, okay? Then you go after the people at the top and all these other. And the thing is, too, most of these countries, I mean, you did think about it. How many thousands of people we kill with our drones? Thousands of people we kill with our drones. And you people expect them not to fight back. I mean, if drones came here, troops came here, I'm talking to all you military out there too, and skeptics, if they all came here, okay, started firing on our people, kicking our doors and telling us to get out, that drone's killing our family, okay, you would fight back too. So you can't blame half those people in the Middle East for fighting for their freedom. You can't blame them for defending themselves and their family. And I'm not talking about the scum, the Al-Qaeda scum and the rebel scum and all these people. I'm talking about the real citizens in those Middle Eastern countries. They're defending their homeland. Exactly what you would do if it happened here. And when they get their way, I'm telling you right now, those who are willingly serving this evil, are going along with the whole program, when they get their way, okay, they're going to take over the whole Middle East. They're going to go take all over Africa, all over Europe and everything. The European Union, the United States, with the whole UN, they're going to take over the world. It's all prophesized. But don't think you're going to have a place in that kingdom, I'm telling you right now, because they're coming after your families too. They're coming here. When it's all said and done, they're coming here in the United States. That's why they're setting up the whole technocracy grid. That's why they're setting up the whole prison grid, because they're going after your families. They're attacking them now. I mean, through the education system and everything else. The taxes alone, it's insane, okay? Don't think you're going to be safe, because you and your family are next. They're doing it here now already. So, military, this is the time. People in the military, generals, admirals, and all that, this is the time right now. This is the history, the line in history right here. The same line in history over 235 years ago when the founding fathers realized that. This is the line. This is the line again, okay, from over 200 years ago that the founding fathers seen. Okay, this is the line, okay, that you need to draw. You need to pull all the troops back. I don't care what's going on. Who cares? Pull every troop back, every one of our armed forces back. Tell NATO to screw off, the UN peacekeepers to screw off, all of them screw off. Pull all the United States military back here. Overthrow this damn government. Overthrow it. The Constitution makes it your duty and responsibility to overthrow this government and provide new gods for our future. That's written in the Declaration of Independence and such. They're all through the Constitution. It's your duty to do that. So I just wasted the whole segment here on this, but I got to get the message out. The military need to rebel. They need to rebel, and they need to take this government out. Plain and simple. Arrest every one of them and start a whole new government again. Get rid of the Democratic Party, get rid of the Republican Party. Start again with independent, constitutionalist, founded people, just like our founding fathers were. And I'm telling you right now, I say it all the time. If our founding, you might think I sound extreme right now. But if you think I'm extreme, okay, and I'm calling for peaceful stuff. I'm calling for our military to do the job, and I'm calling for a peaceful revolution. But our founding fathers, okay, if they were to come alive today, no doubt, okay, by the end of tomorrow, there would be a shooting war with the government. They would level that UN building and probably hang every one of those people in that building. Every one of those son of a bitches in that building, hang them. Okay, they would do that. There would be a shooting war tomorrow, and by the end of the week, 99% politicians in New York would be hanging at the end of a rope. And I'm not even exaggerating, folks. I'm not even, if you call that extremism, call it what you want. I'm calling for a peaceful revolution, okay? I'm calling for our military to go arrest these scum. Okay, I'm not calling for death or nothing, but you know what? If your military don't do this, okay, they're going to just keep throwing you out there, killing yourselves. You know, how many times, I mean, you had Operation Shad and all these other operations and all that, they kill you, your own people, experiment on them with drugs and shock therapy and chemicals and all that, but you're expendable. They don't care. You know this, too. Most of you military know this. So you need to make a stand now for the Republic. You need to, I know the president's your commander-in-chief, but you know what? It's time to mutiny, for mutiny. Plain and simple, it's time for mutiny. Okay, it's time to overthrow this elected government. And it's not even elected because the damn elections are fixed. Okay, it's a tyrannical government, and our Constitution plainly says it is the duty of the people, that's us citizens, military, police, and whatever, to overthrow such government to provide new guards for our future. The time is here. The time is now. And I hate to say it. Exactly, I'm calling it how it is. Over 200 years ago, our founding fathers seen that was the way to go. And today, and they told us too, they warned us that this would happen. If we let our vigilance go, which we did, we fell asleep. And the globalists took over. They warned us of this, the misplaced power of the military-industrial complex. And I'm not talking the military, I'm talking about this corporate scum at the top who fund both sides of the war to make money and for divide and conquer. But, you know, folks, we are at that parallel in history right now. We are at that line, okay? And I'm telling you, military out there, if you don't do something, okay, our children, their children, their grandchildren, okay, are going to look at you and say, why didn't you do anything? So ask yourself, what are you going to do in this second American Revolution? You going to stand there or put your head in the sand, or are you going to live on your feet and never die on your knees? And we'll be right back on the Truth Radio Show with Dan.
My friends, we have done it. With Dr. Group's help, we have developed the ultimate male vitality supplement with 8 concentrated super herbs. This is the answer to the globalist war on male vitality with the estrogen mimickers they've added to the food and the water supply. And now our test pilot, our Chuck Yeager, Dr. Edward Group, is here to test his greatest invention. Doctor?
Thank you, Alex. I will now take 2 droppers to test this ultimate male vitality formula.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a momentous moment. Thank you, Dr. Group.
I will activate my muscles by doing push-ups.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is the move. This is unprecedented. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see what happens right now. Oh my God! What the hell? Wait. Get out of here. Shut this down. This is not safe. This is not, hold on. Settle down. Get another doctor. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with him. Help him. Ladies and gentlemen, we did not intend for that to happen. I take it personally. Do not have those problems. Again, these are authorized herbs, well known to be safe. Please, doctor, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to cut to commercial for just a moment. Cut. Get everybody out of here.
Super male vitality. It's awesome. Just not this awesome.
Oh my God! What the hell? Ladies and gentlemen, the dramatization you've just seen is just that. It is satire to illustrate in a satirical way the incredible power of super male vitality. It will not turn you into Conan the Barbarian, but it will help block some of the estrogen mimickers and reportedly let your glands produce the natural hormones your body needs. It also does have some other side effects in the human testing that we discovered, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to illustrate right now what that is. Let's see if I can do it again. It takes some focus. Up, and away!
Start your journey to super male vitality today at InfoWarsLife.com.
Welcome back to the Truth Radio Show, and I apologize about that long rant. I wanted to get into the news and everything. It's just, you can't help it. You really can't. And my voice is blown out right now. I've been sick all week, and the last couple of weeks, my voice is gone. I mean, I had to get some water and everything to try to build up some saliva to be able to talk here. But, folks, I do apologize about that. But, man, people need to get it together, plain and simple. Because when those kids someday, my kid and his grandkids and whatever, when they look me in the eye and say, what did you do? I'm going to tell them what I did. And I'm doing what I do now. Now, granted, if we win or lose, whatever, we will win because Liberty always wins. No matter how the outcome at first is, we always win in the end. Even if we go lose, but that last time we win, that one time we win the whole damn thing, okay? I'm going to be able to, if I'm still alive, God willing, okay, I'm going to be able to look my kids in the eye and say, hey, I did everything in my power to make sure you had a free country, like my ancestors did, my relatives did over 200 years ago. For me, okay, for my generations, their generation stuff, they sacrificed what they had to sacrifice, and most of them gave their lives so we could have this freedom that we have eroding right now, but we could have this freedom what we have today. So, I mean, I don't know how much more I could relay this message to you. I'm not attacking the military, okay? I'm attacking the scum at the top. And there's no glory, okay? American Sniper movie, there is no glory in what you did. You know, plain and simple, going around shooting these so-called terrorists, bang, 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 like it's a cool thing to do. I want you kids to join the military so you could shoot this, you could be a sniper too. It's all propaganda to make war look cool, to glorify it. Oh, man, I'm just sick as a dog. Excuse me. And all it is to glorify war, that's all. And I think it's just the adrenaline right now that's keeping me up. Because I've been sick most of the time, laying in bed and all that, and headache and spinning dizziness, whatever. But I think right now it's just the adrenaline right now and the drive, the passion I got in me that's keeping this going and keeping me on the air right now and just to be able to speak. And I hope I'm clear to people because I know I probably sound like a mumbling idiot, and I do apologize about that. But this is how important this is, folks. We have reached that parallel. We have to do something now because if we don't provide the same security our founding fathers did for our children, there ain't going to be no future. And what are you going to tell them? Again, what are you going to tell them when they ask you, how come you didn't do nothing? What do you know, exactly, my point. It's going to be nothing but awkward silence. Well, I stuck my head in the sand because I thought football or something was more important, and I don't care what the government does because you're a bubbling idiot. That's why. Speaking of that, I got to switch gears because I got to stop because I'll be the whole show about this. Well, let's switch gears. Speaking of football, no, granted, I'm a Patriots fan. I love football, whatever, but... But anyway, it's the headline news of the week. I mean, yeah, the Patriots won the AFC Championship. They're going on to the Super Bowl. But the headline news of the week is they found several deflated balls on the Patriots side. Like that had anything to do with the game. And anybody knows football, minus that you're a Patriots fan or not, whatever. Anybody that had football experience, I play football, okay? When they ran the ball for 3 touchdowns. Take away all the passing touchdowns, the Patriots still win the game. So a deflated ball has nothing to do with the outcome of the game at all. And I'm not defending the Patriots because I'm a fan, but here's the whole thing about this. It should be a dead issue and drop. But headline news all over the place. They are headlining the point that the Patriots, using the deflated ball, this is sucking up the headlines, minus the wars that are going on, minus the homeless people, minus the big economic problem we have, minus all that. Let's stop all the presses, hold everything, because none of that's important. The State of Union address, Obama spilled out nothing but lies, but that's not important. Just don't worry about that. Worry about your football. We should do something about the Patriots deflating their balls. Like it had anything to do with the game in the first place. Even if it did, so what? It's over, it's done with, so what? The Cowboys got screwed, but you don't see them belly aching for weeks later. So they're saying, we got to restart. They should restart the game. They should restart several games all through the season. And I'm going to tell you people out there who are, again, I'm a football fan, but I know, okay? I know it's just entertainment. I know it's all fixed. Don't think for 1 second that Vegas doesn't call the shots. We had a good friend of mine. He was on a show. Brian Toohey, he wrote the book The Fix Is In. He was on Alex Infowars.com just the other day, actually about last week, about this, right after the Cowboys game, which they say it was a fixed game. Look at the article here. It says NFL facing accusations of fixing Cowboys and Packers game. This was on Infowars.com, and they interviewed Brian Toohey, a good friend of mine, because he wrote the book The Fix Is In and several other books about how major sport and, like leagues and all that are all rigged. I mean, not saying the players know about it, whatever, but the referees make the calls and all that. I mean, it's been going on all season. But for this to take up the headlines, Patriots deflating balls, where is the priority of America? Even you Patriots fans, let it go. You Colts fans, who gives a crap? You know what I mean? Let it go. But let's take up all the headlines over this nonsense. The league should, discipline them, whatever you have to do, get it over with. But it's the media's fault. All the media's fault because it's dumbed down mainstream media. So they're going to put this as the most important subject. So, and I guarantee people, you go to your work, you go to your church, wherever your functions and all that, the main topic of all the guys all together, get together, the main talk is the Patriots deflating the footballs. That's going to be the main topic all day. My part-time job at work, and that was today. And that was the main talk of everybody. Oh, they hear about the Patriots for deflating footballs. Who cares? What about the damn wars going on? What about the government attacking our veterans, throwing them out in the street? But yeah, we'll host illegal immigrants into full luxury apartments on our dime, but we'll let returning veterans come home. They can't even get a job at McDonald's and they're homeless. Where's the support for those people? But no, it's not important. We should dump water over our head for a criminal organization like the ALS, and because that's most important. That's more important than the veterans. That's more important than the homeless people. That's more important than the families going hungry. And we should get all wild up about the Patriots deflating footballs. Let's get all wild up about that because that's more important than anything. So you folks out there, you people listening right now, you're feeding your kids. You know what? Stop feeding your kids, okay? You mothers listening right now, don't make your kids dinner tonight, okay? Tell them you can't have dinner, okay? You're going to go right to bed because the Patriots deflated the footballs. So that, you can't watch your programs at night. You can't go to school tomorrow either because we got to watch the news on what's going on with the Patriots deflating footballs. So cancel everything. Cancel your vacations. Cancel, and I know I sound dramatic here, but that's exactly the reality of the stupid, dumbed-down media. Making the biggest deal about the Patriots deflating footballs when there's more important things in the media to talk about. And I feel stupid from even talking about it because it's taking up a lot of time on the show here. And it's just ridiculous. It really is. And it really is ridiculous of just our society and their mindset, all headed by the mainstream media, because that's more important than anything else. Yeah, and we got to move on here. And we got anti-establishment movie director found dead. An independent filmmaker and his family were found dead in a Minnesota home over the weekend from what media outlets are describing as an apparent murder-suicide. And this guy, David Crowley, I met him personally. We're going to post a picture right now on a video edition of this. We're going to post a picture as me, the guys from Gray State, which is David Crowley, and his I forgot his partner's name there. And to the left is my friend Kyle Burns. That was in Massachusetts in 2013 after it was a gun rally for the Oath Keepers in Mass and Rhode Island. But anyway, I met the guy. He interviewed me. I interviewed him. Great person. And he was an InfoWars fan, and we were a fan of his as well. And he was coming out with this great movie, The Gray State, and he was just exposing reality. But I don't think, folks, I mean, by the person this guy was, by the person that Kyle was, I mean, Crowley, I'm sorry. David Crowley, I'm just so out of it right now, I'm sorry. But David Crowley, the kind of person this guy was, he would never, in his life, he was a well-decorated veteran, he would never take his family's life in hand. I mean, from what I've known him, his family was most important to him. So this is not murder-suicide, folks. I guarantee I'm going to go out on the ledge with this, okay? I guarantee the establishment came out and put a hit on this guy because the film, anybody wants to watch this, the previews and the trailers for this on YouTube, Gray State, Gray State, He exposes the reality of what they're going to do with FEMA and everything, the martial law and all the camps and everything else. He exposes it into a movie. I mean, and I was supposed to be in the movie because he interviewed me after the Boston bombing thing. I guess I was supposed to be in some of the movie or whatever, what have you. And it's a shame, really, is that this guy was, killed like this. And I believe he was killed. He was murdered. And there's no doubt in my mind that some of the scum at the top took him out. And that's why I say, by me talk about the CIA and all that, I know they could come kill me. I know they could come take me out, make it look like a mass suicide. I just want to let everybody know I would never commit suicide. I would never kill my own family. I would never kill anybody unless they, was a criminal. They wanted to kill me, whatever. But I would never do any of that, okay? And people know that. So if they come after me, I mean, they're going to be highlighting everything I said, plain and simple. Because I know that could happen possibly. But, I don't care because I live by this, okay? And I want everybody out there who are truth seekers and such and whistleblowers to know this, okay? Do not be afraid. What is the worst they could possibly do to you? Kill you. Our Bible, regardless if you believe in the Bible or not, but our Bible, which I do, I believe in the Word of God, God makes it firm, okay, that he says he will give us the power to tread over scorpions and snakes and no harm will come upon us. And I can't recite the number of the verse, whatever, but I know the verses. And fear not what man can do to you, and if I am with you, who could be against you? Just words like that, those verses alone give you courage of steel. When you finally realize in your life, you know what? You're not afraid of any man. Sure, if you come across a guy that could beat you from limb to limb and tear your butt all over the street, you know what I mean? Who cares? But when you know the Lord, okay, and I'm talking about, with the dumbed down version that the churches teach. I'm talking about the real thing, from God, from the Bible, what the Bible teaches, not the churches and religions, but what the Bible teaches. But when you know the Lord personally, okay, when you get that spiritual insight of God direct himself, you learn to understand things, okay, that there is nobody to fear, nothing to fear. And that's the attitude that the founding fathers have, that we're Christians and the people who fought for this country and all that. They knew the odds were overwhelmed. But you know what? They didn't care because they knew they had the spirit of liberty, justice, and God in them. I mean, we could talk about stories like that all day long, but that's what drives me. That's why it gives me courage of steel. And I don't even to say that because I don't like to pat myself on the back and nothing like that. And I'm sure David Crowley here, he had the same attitude, which I know he had the same attitude. That's why he was bold and fearless as well. You know what I mean? He was bold and fearless and did what he had to do to try to protect this country and try to protect his kids. He would never kill his own kids. He was trying to protect his kids from these tyrants in this country. So people need to get a grip of reality of what's going on. And I mean, I don't mean to be all over the place like this, but you know what? People need to stop for a minute and say, you know what? I'm not afraid. Plain and simple. And I'm telling these feds out there, the CIA and whoever else, I know they could come take my life. Come try it. Do me a favor. You're just going to be sending me home, okay? And no matter what kind of torture they could put you through, you know what? Jesus says it will all come to a pass. One day or another, it will all come to pass. Sure, you might have to endure long periods of torture and whatever, but you know what? Bring it on, okay? Because I know at the end of the day, God's going to say, well done, good and faithful servant, and he's going to have his justice. At the end of all this is over, okay, God is going to have his justice on these scum. I'm telling you, I promise you that. Okay, I guarantee you that 110%, that God will have his way. And all these criminals that serve evil, okay, you don't know what evil is, okay? You do not know what evil is because you think you're all powerful and mighty, but you think you know what torture is. You think you know what killing is. You get that taste in your mouth, that flavor, and you love to do it and you want more of it. It's like a vampire. You just need to keep sucking up and torturing people and killing them. You don't know what that is because I'm telling you right now, the torture that you're going to endure, okay, and the everlasting death you're going to endure is nothing compared to all of you scumbags can muster up. Nothing. Because God is going to have the final word with torture and all that. And I don't mean to go out and we have preaching and all that, folks, and that's... Man, I got to move on to this news here. I'm just like, I'm blown away. I'm blown out, and it's been a long week, being sick and everything. And I got some light news here. There was a homeowner not charged after shooting Oklahoma police chief 3 times in a raid. And authorities believe Dallas Horton, a gun enthusiast whose home is plastered with signs of warnings of zombies, had no idea police raided his Sentinel, Oklahoma house Thursday morning when he shot Chief Lewis Ross. And this is from the New York Daily News. The homeowner who nearly killed an Oklahoma police chief during the raid won't face charges since cops busted the wrong house and they didn't have a warrant, and they went to the wrong house, and the guy rightfully constitutionally defended his home. So there was no charges that could be brought up on this gentleman here, which shows you how important, how powerful the Second Amendment is. And moving on here, and it's just been, tyranny. You get some good news, then you get a lot of tyranny news. But here you got Austin Police Chief. He's telling people to turn in gun owners who are upset at the government. Well, let me see. Texas. I've been to Texas. I know a lot of people in Texas. I think 90%, Mr. Chief here, I think 90% of Texans are sick of the government. And I know over 90% of Texans own guns. And I know that they're sick of the government and they're upset at it. So, you know what? Let's turn in the whole state. And it says, in response to recent shooting by Larry McWilliams that targeted government buildings in Austin, Texas, Police Chief Avocado is asking people in Austin community to turn in the police their friends and neighbors who have any prosperity of hatred, persons of extreme views, and who are gun enthusiasts. So he says to turn them in, and so if you hate your republic that has become tyrannical and you're a gun owner, hey, you got to turn these people in because they're bad. Yeah, they're bad because they care about the Constitution. They're bad because they care about liberty and freedom. So turn them in. But we do got to go to break, and we'll be back in our final segment on the Truth Radio Show with Dan Bidondi.
What is oxy powder? Oxy powder is a scientifically formulated, all-natural intestinal and colon cleansing product. With oxy powder, you can safely eliminate toxic byproducts from your intestinal walls and colon and reduce the symptoms of bloating, gas, and constipation usually associated with an unhealthy diet. What makes oxy powder so special is its ability to clean the entire 25 to 30 feet of the digestive tract. It's designed to clean, oxidize, and reduce the amount of congested and toxic fecal matter in the small intestine and colon. In order to clean the digestive tract, you must turn that solid compaction into a liquid or gas using time-released oxygen through oxidation reduction. This is exactly what oxy powder does. By using oxy powder, you can melt away or oxidize the compaction from the small intestine and colon safely and effectively. It cleanses, flushes, and detoxifies your intestines even while you sleep. How easy is that? This is important because a clean intestinal tract is an essential step in achieving optimal health. Oxy powder is proven safe, it's non-habit forming, it is the only oxygen colon cleansing product to have been through phase 1, 2, and 3 FDA approved clinical studies on safety, constipation, and irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS. I can tell you right now, there is not a better oxygen colon cleansing product on the market. What sets oxy powder apart from the competition is that oxy powder does not contain harmful herbs which can damage the delicate intestinal lining. It adds oxygen into the bloodstream and bowel and does so in a natural and non-toxic way. It's backed with a 100% satisfaction 90-day money-back guarantee. Requires no mixing or drinking horrible tasting concoctions. It does not require taking time off from work or interrupting your daily schedule. It reduces uncomfortable bloating and excess gas, which helps flatten the stomach. It can be used safely 2 to 3 times weekly to maintain normal bowel function or flush out heavy meals after episodes of overeating. and it lifts out and bubbles away the deep-seated toxic buildup lining your intestinal walls. Also maintains intestinal harmony while promoting friendly probiotic growth. Make sure you place your order today. You will not be disappointed with Oxy Powder.
And welcome back to our final segment of the Truth Radio Show on AlternateCurrentRadio.com, ShakeAwakeRadio.com, and FreedomizerRadio.com. And we were supposed to do a 2-hour show, but I mean, I only could do an hour today. I'm just like, I'm out of it, man. I'm just like, I think I'm burning up here, whatever. But and that rant at the beginning didn't help much either. I lost my voice and everything else. But anyway, it's like we need to get the stuff out anyway. And oh man, it's just part of me, folks. Just gotta take some water here. And it's been a long week. And again, those of you going to watch on the video edition of the show at the end of the week, we're going to show you our InfoWars reports that we did. We confronted the governor of Rhode Island. The first governor, he was pushing Agenda 21 Rhode Island. Then this governor, the new one, she's a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. We talked about this before, but we're going to save that for, and if anybody wants to see the report now, just go to Infowars.com, type in the search, Dan Bidondi, governor, whatever. You'll see the 2 videos that pop up on the InfoWars or the YouTube channel, either one. But anyway, we're going to move on. We talked about ISIS earlier and all that. And this is for you veterans out there. And here's the kicker. You got Infowars.com reporting the hypocrite McCain, he's demanding more security against terrorists, yeah. But hypocrite McCain demands more security against terrorists that he funds. And John McCain's sordid travel history back in the headlines, this time is the notorious visit to Syria in 2013 that once again being put at the forefront of informed discussion due to Syria complaint filed with the United Nations regarding McCain's illegal entry into the country in order to meet and coordinate with death squad terrorists slaughtering innocent people numbering in the hundreds of thousands. But yeah, McCain's like, whoa, on the front, we need more security against these terrorists. But on the backside, oh, hey, here you go. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, you need more money? Here, wait, but we'll give you special forces trucks, too. So there's your John McCain. Okay, there's your Obama. Okay, there's your government who actually cares about you. They fund the people that you're fighting. Okay, and you're risking your life, you're dying for something that they created. Does it make sense? I mean, I still can't figure it out. But I mean, it's ridiculous. But you got Islamic State, well, ISIS, or ISIL, they keep changing the name. I don't even know what the hell they are, but I call them ISIS. Islamic State prepares to slaughter Christians in Libya. And this is InfoWars reporting. Kurt Nimmo reports this. The overriding agenda of ISIS, or the Islamic State, is not to proselytize or establish in Syria state. It is designed to inflame the West and push neocon version of the clash of civilizations. And exactly what it's doing. I mean, see the tweets and everything else on the article. And the end game is war between Christians and Muslims that will allow the global elite to reorder the Middle East and resource-rich Africa. It will also usher in decades of war profitable to core industries, including the so-called security sector, now building a police state surveillance grid in the West and in the military-industrial complex. And ISIS and radical jihad meme continually introduce new horrors and outrages to be consumed. Now, I mean, they got that Charlie Hebdo thing. And for instance, on the heels of the brazen attack of the offices of Charlie Hebdo in Paris, a story about the kidnapping of an eventual executive of over 20 Copt Christians has surfaced. But we're not going to get to that part. But the thing is, we're funding these terrorists. We're creating these terrorists and all that, all to get Christians and Muslims fighting with each other. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't agree with the Muslim religion. I don't. But I do know Muslims here in America who are good people. They're very peaceful people, and not all Muslims want to behead you. And that's why they have actually, the Quran is a little bit different from the original that says to behead him and all that. And they got to, the thing is, I'm not going to get into that because we know Muhammad, he was a tyrant. Okay, I'm going to say exactly how it is. But the thing is, the whole thing about this is they want us, Christians and Muslims, to fight each other. Because we got the distraction going on, Christians and Muslims, because it's dominant religions. They're fighting each other. In the meantime, you know, you got people like Reverend Al Sharpton creating racism, whites and blacks fighting each other. Then you got the tops, you know, making the Republicans, Democrats thinking they're opposite parties when they actually work for the same global elite. They fight each other. So you get all this division. So the global elite can push their order in and get what they want. Yeah, so there you go. You know, again, and it goes back to hypocrite McCain demands more security against terrorists he funds. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous, really is, and people need to wake up, especially the people in the military. God bless you. You need to wake up and take this country back. You need to overthrow it. I'm talking about you top generals out there. You need to overthrow your commander-in-chief. You need to put that guy in prison, plain and simple. His whole administration, all of them. Because they're not there for a reason. I mean, they're not there to be good people. Everybody picked in those administrations are there for a purpose, a very evil, cynical purpose. And we're going to switch gears here. We got some disturbing news. I mean, you got BBC News and the Health here. They're reporting that designer babies debate should stop, scientists say. And what they're doing is like a rapid progress in genetics is making designer babies more likely, and society needs to be prepared. Leading scientists have told the BBC. And it's about cloning. Without reading the article, I already read the article, but if you want to read it, it's also on Infowars.com too. But they want to clone babies. And with precise DNA changes, they can make that baby however you want it. Boy, girl, if you want it to be intellectual or dumb, not that you would, but if you want it to be athletic or whatever, they could do that. So designer babies, these clone babies, it's really scary if you ask me. And you got a report here. This is crazy. EPA tested deadly air pollutants on children. That's right. The Environmental Protection Agency tested deadly air pollutants on children. This is reported by the Daily Caller. A government watchdog group has obtained documents detailing how the EPA exposed children as young as 10 years old to deadly air pollutants without disclosing the full risk of the substances. And I seen a picture right there on the screen. You can see the picture of the kid in the mask probably being inhaling those deadly toxins, fumes and everything. How sick and disgusting is that? And these people in the EPA, they should be shot. Plain and simple, they should be taken up by the parents of these kids. They should be all lined up and shot, plain and simple. And, you know, most of all, they should be arrested. The EPA should be shut down for this stuff right here. Where's the outrage? Why ain't people standing in front of these EPA buildings and shutting them down? People responsible for and took part of the test, and don't give me just filing orders doesn't cut it. All right, all people responsible should be arrested. If that was my kid, I'm telling you right now, call me a maniac, man. Those people responsible will be hanging at the end of the rope, I tell you that. And call me extreme, whatever you want to call me, I don't care. Any normal parent would do that. And you got government watchdog says that EPA-backed studies could violate California state and federal law because children were exposed to diesel exhaust and experiments with no health benefits to the subjects. Between 2003 and 2010, the EPA-backed experiments done at the University of Southern California, at the University of California, Los Angeles, where children aged 10 to 15 were exposed to diesel. The near pollutant, which the EPA and the California board says has no safe exposure limit. And this is unbearable, it really is. And oh man, it's just like it's so horrible. And everything in my body right now just wants to lash out at these people. I don't even have the energy right now to do that. And it's just like makes me sick that you just want to grab these son of a bitches and put that mask on them and see how they like it. Because they're probably sitting there. I guarantee you, I mean, you get the look on these people. You know, they put the mask on a kid. I can picture this. This is why it really drives me crazy, because I picture this stuff. I picture it in my mind as if I'm sitting there, right there, and seeing it going on with my own eyes. I picture this stuff. And they get the mask on the kid, and the poor kid, you know, the baby's defenseless, so the kid's defenseless, and he's breathing those toxic fumes while these people are like, oh, yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, I just want to watch those kids just inhale those toxic fumes. Just destroy your little minds, okay? Erase your IQs, destroy your little minds, you little bastards, because you're just going to be slaves anyway to the New World Order. I could just see the looks in these people's faces, the evil. Oh, man, it's just like, I just want to latch out and punch these people right in the face. I really do. And yeah, it gets me violent. I talk violent. But you know what? If it doesn't get you mad and angry, you're not a red-blooded person. You're really not. And it really does. And you just want to kick the crap out of them. Speaking of kicking the crap out of something, this guy, Chuck Norris, everybody knows who he is. I mean, you don't even have to explain who he is. Chuck Norris, he's just a badass altogether. I love the guy. But he's a vision of a true American, I think. Not just because of his films and all that, but he did serve in the military for real. I mean, he was a veteran. He's my uncle, Rocco Perillo, he actually fought Chuck Norris in a tournament in New York City many years ago. Both of them made it to the finals. I forgot who won. I think my uncle won by a point. But he even said that Chuck Norris in real life could have kicked his ass if it wasn't just a sparring tournament. But Chuck Norris is an awesome person. But anyway, he raises a red flag over Monsanto. WorldNet Daily is reporting this. There always seems to be something afoot that could possibly threaten our health and well-being, and that was generally don't have to look far to find it. On occasion, the news finds us. The problem is that the threat is not always clear, nor at the actions we need to take to deal with it. It's what makes it so hard for us to avoid tripping over what is toxic to us. And we talked about many times about Monsanto's deadly Roundup. And a good case in point is the latest dust-up over glyphosate. Glyphosate is the active ingredient in Monsanto's Roundup. And without even getting to the article here, which they talk about Roundup, and Chuck Norris is now raising a red flag of this. You know, rightfully so. And people need to know that, hey, you know, you don't need Roundup to kill weeds. You can use vinegar. Vinegar kills weeds. I think it's regular vinegar or apple cider. You don't quote me on that. But that kills weeds. I would rather have my yard stink all day long of vinegar than that deadly crap of Roundup. People tracking in the house. I mean, on record, we did many reports on this. We had our Midwest correspondent, James Stalin Jr., to talk a whole report about this glyphosate, how it attacks the immune system. We had all the Harvard studies to show you that. It attacks the immune system. It attacks the reproductive system. It attacks the neurological system. It does, and they're always finding something new. All the time, they're finding out that glyphosate, excuse me, I can't pronounce that word sometimes, but glyphosate is the main cause of so many of these diseases. They're finding new stuff all the time. And I'm sure they're not done finding, you know, everything about it, but I mean, like, it's a deadly toxin. It's the active ingredient that they put in these embaitment trucks that go around your neighborhood spraying into the woods and all that. You say that we're spraying for mosquitoes and weeds. No, they're spraying, and I'm not saying the people who are spraying the stuff, because some of the idiots don't even wear respirators, and a couple months later on, they end up with a respiratory disease or something. And I was following the truck. We posted our report several times. It's on our YouTube channel. We actually followed one of these abatement trucks. And the guy's on the trucks, he's not even wearing a respirator. The mist is going everywhere. You know, I'm sure the guy's coughing up a storm now. It's been years later, but this is a big threat. And we should have James back on again. Toward the spring, we're going to bring him back on to talk about this again, because this is a huge threat in all the states of the country. The cities and towns and the states with their abatement trucks spray this chemical. And again, most people have no idea this is toxic stuff. So don't go attack the guy who's spraying who's on the truck spraying the stuff. He thinks he's just to them, yeah, they tell him, oh, you're just saving the sidewalks from weeds and you're taking care of the insects because of the West Nile thing. That's what the guy in his mind thinks, but they don't know. No, you got to challenge them, though, of course. Say, hey, stop spraying that crap. And you got another article here in Infowars.com. Sprayed on food, Roundup deemed toxic household waste by trash collectors. Now, again, trash collectors are now deeming Roundup as a toxic household waste. It's getting out. You know what I mean? The fraud is getting out about this Roundup. And did you know that you should put a bottle of Roundup in your municipal trash can for pickup? If this is the case, then why on earth would they put the same chemical trash into our bodies? And yep, Roundup, Monsanto's favorite herbicide and one of their best-selling products, is considered a hazmat issue for local cities and towns. It isn't supposed to be disposed of in your regular trash pickup, according to the Department of Public Works. Employees can be harmed by the toxic fumes. And Monsanto's Roundup is in the same category for trash removal as paint, thinner, furniture polish and all that. Mercury, swimming pool chemicals, it's in the same category. CFL and fluorescent light bulbs, which we're going to get into sometime about the CFL, the deadly toxins of these new eco light bulbs. And, what that's trying to say here is Roundup is now classified as a toxic waste. Well, yeah, they encourage you to spray it all over your lawn and let your kids bring it into the house. Excuse me, I just got my throat's on fire right now, and I don't know what's keeping me talking. But before we go, we got a couple minutes left, and I just want to make a couple product plugs here. I just started this Oxy Powder. It's on InfoWarsStore.com. I started the Oxy Powder diet, and I've been on it for 3 weeks now, and I've actually lost about 20 pounds. And not even working out because I haven't been able to do nothing because I've been sick from the flu or what have you. And I've lost 20 pounds. I was about 290 pounds, and it's been 2.5 weeks, and I'm down to 271.5 pounds. I lost over 2.5 inches off my waist, and I'm not even joking. And I'm going to show you the before and after pictures after my whole cycle is done here. I'm on my second bottle now, and I'm going to be getting some more. I do want to get down to about 240, 230, and I feel great again. And it's not a colon cleanse, okay? It cleanses the colon, of course, but it cleanses all that stuff that builds up over the years in your intestines that causes bloating, gastro problems and all that. It cleanses it all. You feel like new. I mean, like it really cleanses your whole body, intestines and everything else, and you can feel the difference. I mean, you got more energy. Not that it promotes giving you energy, no, but it cleans your system out so your body can now absorb the energy. So when you eat the good foods, it absorbs the energy even more because it's not clogged by all the gunk that you've been putting into your body for years. It cleans your body out completely, and you feel different. I mean, you feel like new again, and you got your vitality back. I mean, all that stuff comes back because you don't have a clogged system no more. And the stuff works great. I take about 7 pills a day before I go to bed, and it really cleans you out, folks. I mean, it drops all that excess weight and attacks the fat cells too. And I never tried because all the pills, I tried all these other things over the years. I was into bodybuilding and everything else, and but this stuff works great. I'm telling you right now, very well money. I mean, I would pay $100 a bottle for this stuff. And anybody that needs to lose weight because diet and exercise ain't just working. So I suggest you, InfoWarsStore.com, when you call, just say, Dan Bidondi recommended you. And this stuff works great. You know, I mean, I've lost about 20 pounds, over 2.5 inches off my waist already. And it's not even been 3 weeks yet. And also try to get this. They got a package too, I believe. But you get the Super Male Vitality. I mean, helps increase your stamina, your libido. And they got the Super Female Vitality that helps with women too. But we're about out of time, and I want to thank everybody for joining us. And I want to special prayer to David Crowley, a U.S. veteran who was killed, I believe, who was killed by the feds or some top-level government for exposing the whole fraud about the coming martial law and everything else. But Chris Kyle, that movie, I keep getting that in my mind. But, stay away from that movie. Don't even go watch it. But this was a real hero, folks. People like David Crowley, okay? And I assure you that he did not kill himself and his family. It was somebody set him up to kill him, plain and simple, because of the information that he was going to expose in that film. But my hearts and prayers are out to David Crowley and his family. God bless you, and thank you for joining Truth Radio. And stay tuned. After the show here, we're going to show our reports from Infowars.com of us confronting both Rhode Island governors. And this is Dan Bidondi for TruthRadioShow.com. Dan Bidondi reporting for the InfoWars Nightly News. On this podium right behind me, the state of Rhode Island is about to crown its first ever female governor, Gina Raimondo, who also happens to be the state's general treasurer. She has lost $372 million out of the pension fund. She's a member of the communist group, the Council on Foreign Relations, the CFR. She's also a gun grabber. She was backed by both Obamas and both Clintons and had endorsements from the Pope. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what kind of tyranny unfolds in the state of Rhode Island within the next 4 years. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Great. And you here to support Gina Raimondo?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I am.
She's a wonderful person, and I think she's going to do a very, very good job.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you support her gun control policy?
The gun control policy. Well, I'll have to pass on that one. You know what I mean? As far as that goes, you know, her policy on that.
Well, you know, I'd have to really take a look at them. She's sterner with the gun control, which is a positive. I think that gun control really needs a fresh look at the amendment and how it affects society and how it's kind of a breach of our civil liberties to support it in the wrong way.
I think it's good, yeah. We need to get more guns off the street, definitely.
Do you know who the CFR is?
I do not.
The Council on Foreign Relations. It was a communist group backed by David Rockefeller.
No. No, I'm not.
It's a communist organization by David Rockefeller, and Gina Raimondo is a registered member.
Nope, never heard of it, and like I said, I'm not really here for politics.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. But I have no comment on it. I know her since she started running, and I think she's on the right path and going to do very good.
Okay.
Am I aware that there are communist organizations? Well, of course there are.
Okay,
McCarthyism's a long time off from here, isn't it?
You were also aware that, about the $372 million missing out of the pension fund. What are your thoughts about that? Is that just a scandal?
I think I want to end this.
All right, thank you. Yeah, no problem.
Now we're going to have to give up a little of our own narrow self-interest and give something back to our community. But that's how America works.
Hey, Governor, could you tell us your involvement in the CFR, please? Mrs. Raimondo. Ms. Raimondo, could you tell us your involvement in the CFR?
Great job.
Hi, Governor, what's your involvement with the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations?
We're going to go down this way.
Do you know it's a communist organization? Governor, what's your involvement with the Council on Foreign Relations? The public wants to know. We just want to answer them, that's all we want. So you support communism right here in the state of Rhode Island. See, the governor refuses to answer the question. They got two Gestapo cops over here blocking my way with the classic 101 psychology skills here. You gentlemen familiar who the CFR is? The Council on Foreign Relations, a communist organization started by David Rockefeller. Gina Raimondo is a registered member, sir. So yeah, Gina Raimondo's campaign manager. Are you a member of the CFR like Gina? Mr. Hayes, how does it feel to support a communist?
Hi, buddy.
Hey, Carl, how are you?
How does it feel to support a communist?
Very good to see you.
No, I'm just asking questions. So why are you going to answer the questions? Huh? Who said? Huh?
It's our order.
Yeah, well, it's
Why don't you just stay right here, okay?
no, it's the First Amendment. He's been on my case since day
I
one.
understand that, but just not in there.
I have a right to be in there.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. It's called the First Amendment. It's the First Amendment in the Constitution.
I got you, but I've been told, it's a lot of people in there, so
So the staff told you I can't go in?
just keep it.
According to this officer here, the staff of the governor said I can't go into the room. So press is denied access. Sir, who's in charge?
Security?
No, I mean, I know they told you to give you an order from the Lamina, but who's in charge? Because that's I'm part of the press, and it's a violation of the First Amendment. Regardless what Eric Heyer says, he's not the boss. Who can I talk to? Who's in charge here?
Sir, do you just get in line and go right through the receiving line like everybody else?
No, I mean
no problem, okay?
An elected official.
Yeah, but we the people said no. Why are they still trying to push this through? These people aren't elected. That's unconstitutional. That's treason, sir. You understand that? Agenda 21, that's from the United Nations. That's what you're trying to push. Dan Bidondi for Infowars.com, and we're in Providence, Rhode Island, where unelected officials have just taken it upon themselves to push through a draconian bill called Roadmap Rhode Island. And Roadmap Rhode Island is nothing more than the United Nations Agenda 21, and they did this without the approval of the elected officials or the registered voters.
We have towns and communities that have land that will be impacted, property that will be impacted, and if you put large groups of subsidized housing like who, by the way, get their money from the taxpayers. So indirectly, we are paying for all of this, and our children will continue to pay for it. It feels like we're going to be sodomized for the rest of our lives by big government, big brother. And if you take money from these people, you're going to be married to them for the rest of your life, and your community, our children, and our lives. My kids want to leave the state of Rhode Island because they want to live better. They don't want to have to live with mom. And Governor Chafee, the numbers you quoted about unemployment, they don't take into account the people who have been unemployed for so long, they don't show up.
I do not agree with the accusations. I can understand how people have been misled by things that have been said. And I think it's very unfortunate. And I think that the people who have started the misinformation should be held accountable as well. I will vote in support because I believe it's a good plan.
It's your paycheck.
I believe, no, it's not my paycheck. I have zero job security, just so that you know.
I will vote for this plan because I think it's a good plan. It's just a plan. It doesn't rewrite the Constitution. It doesn't create new laws. But it is something that I think will help Rhode Island move in a direction different from the one that you're unhappy with right now. Thank you.
Treason!
Thank you,
Treason.
Are there any other members of the council that want to comment?
We help the communities with HUD money.
But does this
There's a
money
good dialogue to happen here this morning.
But doesn't this money come with strings attached to it?
Strings attached?
As in what kind of development is subsidized or supported?
No, it was all local grown. When we went to East Natick or to Conimicut, those communities in Wart that were eligible for CDGB money, it was the neighbors that came and said, we want a sidewalk, we want better drainage, and that's what we did.
But this plan, in order to access some
Beach, East Natick,
with Roadmap RI, will
Central
this
Falls.
plan require that communities adhere to HUD standards in order to take some of that money?
Well, there's some standards. I mean, you can't waste the money. It has to be spent according to wise parameters.
But
you want graft, and there's some good government standards.
Talk to us about eminent domain, Governor. Is there anything in this plan that says
no,
we're going to
no.
take people's land?
No, the courts have ruled on behalf of property taxpayers over and over again.
Where's the vote of the people,
private property, excuse me, on private property.
Where's the vote of the people?
Over and over again. I know, I've dealt with zoning at the local level for many, many years. All the private property issues in the courts are very strong on protecting private property, as they will continue to be.
So that story about the handicap ramp at the lady's house?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I think
you don't think
the
that's
bike
going to
ramp
happen?
went right in front of somebody's house. I suppose there's some. I don't want to refute. I think it was Mr. Stenhouse's
And Governor,
story, but it seemed.
Where's the vote of the people on this thing?
Not common to what I've encountered here in Rhode Island.
Are you surprised? Where's the vote of the people? Where's the constitutionality of this project, sir? Why isn't the people voting on this?
I'm an elected official.
Yeah, but we the people said no. Why are they still trying to push this through? These people aren't elected. That's unconstitutional. That's treason, sir. You understand that? Agenda 21, that's from the United Nations. That's what you're trying to push.
Are you surprised at the vocal opposition to that?
Yes, because we've worked so hard to have public input over the last 18 months. A lot of outreach, as you heard some testimony. I heard about it, I came out, I participated, I was welcomed immediately into the dialogue. Of course, they're here today, and that's good, expressing their opinion, so on we go.
Governor, why do you think people are against this plan?
There's some against it and some for it. I was very happy to hear those that are expressing their opinions. There are a lot in favor. I'm sure if you were here, you heard those also.
Is this not a violation of the Constitution, sir? Eminent domain? Yes, it is, sir. It's treason.
Then there'd be lawyers taking us to court.
No, this is treason, sir. This is Agenda 21 by the United Nations. We are onto this.
Governor, you ready?
That's high treason, sir. That's the governor of Rhode Island, folks.
I don't think so,
These people here supporting high treason against the Constitution of the United States. Private property rights are trying to distinct.
No, of course not. Are there any members of the council at this time? Straight ahead, Governor.
We the people, Governor, not we the officials. We the people. The Constitution comes first. We will not comply with the map Rhode Island.
How are you an investigative reporter and challenging him about we the people?
Because this is pure unconstitutional here.
What's unconstitutional about it?
Eminent domain. I mean, do you not know?
There's nothing in the plan that talks about eminent domain.
There's a lot in the plan that talks about that.
Playing to our strengths, which
People need
is
to
the
read.
opposite.
Part, that's a good thing. So I plan to vote in favor of the plan. So with that, I'll take a motion to approve the plan. Mr. Flores Marzan, you have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to adopt the state of Rhode Island draft road map, Rhode Island Economic Development Plan. Let's move it to the future.
Motion's been made. Is there a second on the motion? Director Lewis seconds the motion to approve the plan. Is there any further discussion from the council at this time? Hearing none, I will call the roll.
And Rhode Island has just witnessed today the birth of Agenda 21.
Agenda 21 is the action plan to destroy your sovereignty, and that is your personal sovereignty and your national sovereignty. This is the green mask, the environmental mask, because if you are terrified that you're killing the planet, you will be willing to accept any restriction.
Hold on, you understand? We are not going to comply by roadmap. We will not comply. All right, it's called 1776. Okay?
It's really an very.
No, I'm just doing my job.
We can get you out of here. Yeah.
With the press, you can say whatever you want.
How's it feel to bow down to Agenda 21 by the UN?
I'm sorry. No comments.
No comment? You should wear a Nazi lapel next time you come into press. Because all you supporting a communist Nazi Agenda 21.
We don't trust the government. We're tired.
Well, here's one that just sold us out right here. You want to make a comment how you sold us out?
Oh, there you go. I tell you what, you're not representing all of the, wait a minute now, you're not representing all of the voters in your area. Because I tell you what, when you get up and you say you represent the people in South Kingstown, you don't. Yet again, when the pensions of the old people, I'm 77, my brother is 73. When you go in and because of a puddle, HUD wants to come in a puddle or standing water for 40 days or a pond. They need that pond. You've got a lot to learn. And I tell you what, I'm going to be there to teach you.
My book, Behind the Green Mask, is a great way to educate yourself. You want to give this information to your legislators. Let them know about this if they don't know. And if they aren't willing to refuse to go along with the federal grants, with the plans, with the projects, then take them out. Remove them from office, and do this locally.
The globalists have controlled the mainstream media for a long time, but now they're expanding and making the weaponization even more vicious and deceptive. All the major networks are state-run.
We are partnering this year with the NFL.
The NFL has become a political weapon against the Second Amendment and pushes Obamacare. MSNBC tells us that our children belong to the state.
We have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
It is more important than ever to realize that we are not the alternative media. We are the true media. The establishment dinosaur press is dying.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
Join us at InfoWarsNews.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Members can share their memberships with up to 11 people. By subscribing, you will literally be buying war bonds in the info war to expand our operation in the face of the tyrants. Join us at PrisonPlanet.tv. Every year we make resolutions to lose weight and get in shape. And the truth is, it's hard, even with diet and exercise, because of toxic food and our environment that is stressing our bodies more than ever before. Working with experts in nutrition and biochemistry, I found that super high-quality nutraceuticals, in addition to my diet and exercise, were the answers that synergistically worked. I could see the drastic changes every day with the amount of weight I've lost, my increased stamina, and more of a twinkle in my eye. That's why we are now so excited to launch the InfoWars InfoWars Life Resolution Pack, combining 3 essential formulations: oxygen-based cleanser Oxy Powder, the Secret 12 bioavailable vitamin B12, and your choice of super female or super male vitality. Now all available at a discounted price to you and your family to bring in the new year and make 2015 a true success. That's InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. 2015 is the year to do it, and it all starts at InfoWarsLife.com.